If you would like more videos like this, consider joining my online library. It's only $15.99 per month, and you can cancel at any time. Here you'll get weekly uploads of new videos around pain management yoga, restorative yoga, Ashtanga yoga, chakra yoga, all sorts. So head to www.yogatraveleronline/membership to join. Thank you for joining. Today we're going to explore physical and emotional with the Enneagram and people who are in the third triad, which is at the top of the Enneagram, the gut points. So these are people who process information in their environment at an instinctual gut level. It's the core emotion that they deal with is anger, and they do their reactions to try to avoid anger, that kind of thing. And whenever we do yoga, we try to bring ourselves into balance. Of course, as we go through these personality types, we're not just one thing, we're many things all at once sometimes. But maybe we can come into a little bit of understanding of how we respond to external stimulus and what we might be able to do physically to balance ourselves out. So that's our goal today. Go ahead and close your eyes. We'll pull our shoulders back, tuck our chin a little bit, and just start to connect to your Ujjayi breath. So breathing in and out just through your nose. And as you breathe, we'll start with this first personality group. These are the 9s, the Peacemakers. Peacemakers typically have little awareness of anger, and they try to avoid it, and they struggle to express their displeasure. People of this type value feeling comfortable, melding into their environments or relationships with others in attempts to go with the flow. If this sounds like you'll want to cultivate qualities of strength and depth in your yoga practice, and focus on energy and our center, finding hidden emotions with hip openers. So as we start to get warm today, we'll focus on our center, we'll build up our strength, and we'll open up our hips. So let's open our eyes, take our arms by our sides here. Deep breath, inhale, lift to the sky. Exhale, release the arms down. Good. And let's roll over to all fours. And on all fours, we're not using our abdominals very much yet, but if we walk our knees back and not let our hips sag, but keep our hips lifted, we can start to feel the abdominals. We should start to feel the low abdominals engage. Now you're welcome to stay right here. If you want a little more, you can lift onto your toes and reach into a plank. And this is a little more. Now we're trying to find our center. So for me, I can feel that engagement at my core. It's starting to shake a little bit, probably because I need to build up my strength. So we can feel that engagement right at that center. Good. Now wherever you are, let's lift into a down dog. So come onto your toes if you weren't already. Maybe walk your feet a little bit closer and drop your heels down. Now we're squeezing at the center. Find Uddiyana Bandha. Pull up and in through the middle of your body to engage those abdominals. Nice. Now let's walk to our hands. As we do our vinyasa, that center engagement is going to be important. So even here, as we fold down, pull up and in through your middle. Feel this length in the legs. And then roll up through the spine. We'll do our best to try to keep our center engaged the whole time. Pull your arms by your sides. Let's lift up. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, swan dive forward. Pull up and in through the middle of your body. Inhale, look up halfway, lift. Your hands can be on your shins if they don't touch the floor. Exhale, hands down, step back to plank. Now find that lift. We're gonna pause here for just a moment. If you need to drop to your knees again, you're perfectly welcome to do so. Find that center, feel that engagement. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Now this stretches our abdominals, so that feels really nice. Exhale, roll back to Adho Mukha Svanasana. Pull up and in through the center of our body, really engaging and lifting. Good. Nice. Now let's take it one more time and we're going to add some hip openers. So step hop or walk your way up to the top. Inhale. Exhale, fold down into the legs, pulling up and in through the center. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky. Exhale, Samastiti. Good, here we go, adding on. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, look up halfway, lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, feel that lift at the center. Remember, you can drop to your knees. We're gonna pause here, take a breath, inhale, exhale, chaturanga, inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Good, starting to get into our hips. Let's step the right foot forward and draw that left knee down to the floor. Untuck your toes and come up, first of all, just placing your hand on your knee. Push forward. Make sure that this knee is not going over your toe. So widen yourself enough that you are just working on the hips, but we're not straining our knee. Push forward. Now you can stay here with the hands on the knee, or you can reach up and into Anjaneyasana. Good. A little bit deeper, a little bit more reach. Inhale. Nice work. Exhale, hands down. Lift up onto this back toe, and we'll drop our heel, so that left heel on the ground. Inhale, raise up to warrior one. Let's transition through it. Exhale, open to warrior two. Now we have heel to arch aligned in this warrior two. And we're starting to feel the opening, the engagement in this right hip. Good. Nice. Now take your hands behind you, clasp them together. Press into the hands. Now, if this is really tight for your shoulders back here, feel free to grab a strap. I'll demonstrate just for a moment. You can take the strap behind you and then you can widen the space of your hands so there's more mobility in the shoulders. So feel free to grab that if you want to. Okay, I'm going back to my hands. Use the strap as needed. Press into the fingers, look up, inhale. Exhale, fold forward, leaning down into that right hip, and see if you can pull your hands away. So the pressure that we're putting into our right hip is that hip opening sensation. And then we've got these arms too. We're getting our upper back as well. Nicely done. Good. Start to lift up. Nice work. Release your hands, drop the strap if you have it, straighten both knees, and turn your toes toward each other. So now we're in Prasarita Padottanasana A. Take your hands to your hips, look up, inhale, lift, exhale, fold forward, take the hands to the floor, or if it's hard to reach the floor, then you can grab your block. Place those hands on your block. and fold yourself down. Now, regardless if you have blocks or not, this is going to get both hamstrings, both hips. Let's press into the floor or the block once more. Inhale, lengthen. Remember our core, pull up and in at the center. Exhale, fold yourself back down. Top of the head points toward the floor. Feel all of this length, all of this lift. Deep, deep breathing. Good. Press into the ground. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring your hands to your waist. Inhale, lift up. Nice work. Turn your toes to that left side. So I just have to rotate my foot. If you're oriented like me, so do you. Otherwise, you might have to switch legs. But bring your left foot forward. And let's take our arms out, and we're in that warrior two. So now our left hip is starting to get engaged. We still have all this opening through the hips there. Feel free to grab your strap again. Take your hands behind you. Press into those fingers. Look up. Inhale. Exhale, fold it down. Leaning toward that left leg now, left hip. So we can really feel that engagement of the hip. Pull your arms up and away from your back. Use your strap. Build up a little shoulder mobility. Good. Inhale, lift all the way up. Let's release our hands. Good. Turn our hips, turn our feet so we're facing completely toward this left hip, and we're in warrior one. Good. You can see we're just going backward through this left side here. Nice job. Inhale. Exhale, bring your hands down to the mat. Drop your right knee. Untuck that toe and just start here with your hand on your knee. Remember, we want to be wide enough so that the knee is not pressing over the toe. Just keep that engagement there. Strength. You can leave your hands on your knee or you can reach your arms upward. Good. Feeling strong. Nice work. Inhale, exhale, bring your hands down. I'm going to move these things away from my space here. Let's step this left foot back. We're going to do one more core strengthening exercise to finish out the strength portion of this personality type. So drop down onto your elbows. Now I like to bring my hands together and clasp them. We're going to do a dolphin pose. Some people like to press their hands to the floor. It doesn't matter. For me, bringing the hands closer together helps my shoulders. If I keep my arms parallel, my shoulders are fighting too much. So I like to pull my hands together. Now you can just stay here, right here if you want, being on your knees, feeling that lift at the center. This is a gentler way to approach this. Or you can come up onto your toes and then try to walk yourself forward. I can feel this right away in my upper back, my shoulders, my triceps. And then I'm lifting through my center, pulling up and in through the middle of the body. Real strong, very engaged. Good. Let's take one more breath right here. Inhale. Exhale. Nicely done. Drop your knees to the mat. Sit back into a child's pose. Reach your arms forward. Drop your forehead to the floor, or you can take a block and rest on that block. But either way, sit back into both hips. Just chill out for a moment. This is our pause between personality types. Let's talk about the number ones. These are the perfectionists. They seek to improve everything around them, including themselves. They possess a strong sense of right and wrong. Perfectionists tend to be physically tight and feel anxiety easily. Bring in some playfulness into the yoga practice. With tendencies toward perfection, silliness and messiness is great for loosening up. So we're just going to try to loosen ourselves up emotionally as we do our physical practice. So I'll join you once again back into child's pose. Let's lift up onto our hands and come into a downward facing dog. Step our way up to our feet and fold down into the legs. Reverse swan dive, reach up to the sky and release our arms by our sides. Okay, so we're going to try to be silly just a little bit. I don't know that this is too silly, but it's going to give us a challenge. Let's take a block, put it down on the ground, and then step your right foot up onto the block. Now, when we try to balance on a block, especially if you have a cushy block, mine's pretty solid, but this is going to change our balance. So one, if it's cushy, your ankle is going to shift a little bit, and then we're higher than we normally are. So instead of getting really about the balance, we're just going to be loose about it. So go ahead and engage that right leg. Place your left foot anywhere along. Hands to heart center. And just, you know what, if you wiggle off, it's okay. If your leg starts to shake a little bit, it's okay. We're just gonna be loose and free. If you don't like the block, you can ditch it. I'm never gonna know. You're at home, I'm at home. We'll reach our arms up and let's see if we can be even a little more loose and just sway our arms back and forth like a literal tree in the wind. This is pretty challenging. A little bit of stillness plus motion. I don't know if it's silly, but it's different. A little more loose and free. Okay, now this is my easy side. Let's see what happens on my other side. Let's come back together. Set it down. That might have been your challenging side. This is my challenging side. So our left leg up on this block here. Engage your left hip, engage your core, everything that we did in our last little sequence, and we're up. Okay, see how wiggly I'm going to be on this side. Oh, so far so good. Silliness happens when we start to fall off of it. Reach up. Good. And maybe waving it around. Woo! I'm doing okay today. My balance is all right today. Every day is so different when it comes to balancing. Doing our best. Feeling that strength. Woo, a little bit of silliness, maybe. Good, let's put it down. Oh, whatever. Kind of a fun experience. Let's shift that block off to the side. We're going to do a vinyasa, but with our eyes closed. This will help us to internalize a little more and take some of the external focus away. So I don't know, again, if it's silly, but it's just going to change our perspective. So let's close our eyes. Reach up. You have to mentally know where you are in the space. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward, kind of a leap of faith. Reaching down as far as you can go with our eyes closed. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees. The ground is there. Find it with your hands. Step back. Inhale here to a plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, upward facing dog. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Good, did you do it? Keep those eyes closed. Definitely a little bit of a challenge, a little bit different focus. It's okay to not be so perfect all the time. Sometimes we're gonna fall, we're gonna wobble. We just start again. It's not a big deal. Bend your knees, look forward, step up to the hands, inhale. Exhale, fold down. Inhale, reverse swan dive, reach up. Exhale, Samastiti. Nice. Good. Oh, open your eyes if you didn't already. Okay, we're going to move into King Dancer's pose, which is a challenging balance on purpose. I just want us to really breathe through it and not to get so uptight if it doesn't look perfect. So I'm going to utilize this little table that I have here. Feel free to hold on to something if you want as well, because this is a challenging balance. So we're standing on our left leg here, and we're reaching back with our right hand and right foot. So holding on. Now, if it's hard for you to hold that foot, grab a strap, put it around your foot, and you can hold it. This will give you a little more space for your knee. Say you've had a knee replacement, knee injury, you don't have to bend quite so far. So if you've got the strap, you can start lifting up, and it'll look something like this as you start to pull up. Now, those of us who might be able to reach on with our hand, we're pulling up and pushing the foot into the hand. That will get the shoulder to start to open and our quadricep and hip open. And then we've got our hand here holding ourselves on. But if you feel like you can reach away, certainly do. This is my difficult side, so I'm going to keep my hand right where it is. And we're just going to pull up as far as we can. And we don't care how it looks, more about how it feels. I'm shaking things on my table because I'm shaking so much. This is a challenging side for me. Okay, let's take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Goodness, I'm going to forget that even happened because that was not perfect. That's exactly what we're trying to do. We're not trying to be perfect. Let's switch sides. If you need to still hold on to something, you can. I'm going to try it without on this side. So reach down with your hand or your strap. You're standing on your right leg, grabbing your left. Hand or strap is fine. And then start to press into that hand, into the strap. Maybe you're holding on to something. Maybe you're going to reach your arm upward. Either way, it'll be a challenge, and it doesn't have to be perfect. Yoga is not perfect. It's practice. Every time we come to the mat, we practice. Whew, I almost fell right there. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Whew, put it down. We're going to let all that go. Take a vinyasa. Go ahead and face your top of your mat here. Let's do it. Eyes open, whatever. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side out your mouth. Release. No perfection is necessary. Inhale, look up, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Step back, drop to your knees if you need to. Chaturanga. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Bend your knees, drop down to a child's pose. Again, taking a pause as we switch gears and move to our last personality type here. All right, these are the 8s. They are the protectors. Protectors are often boisterous and courageous. Others may find them intimidating, but 8's exterior protects a vulnerable, sensitive inner self. Integrate softness and gentle flows into your practice. Add deeper poses that are more yin or restorative. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to slow it down, get deeper into our poses, stretch out really tight areas of our body. So you're in a child's pose. Let's start by coming forward and laying our stomach on the mat. Then take your elbows to the floor and prop yourself up into a Sphinx pose. So I have my elbows down, my shoulders rolled back, and my head just gently lifted. This is a beautiful pose because we support our body with our own arms. We get this nice back bend, but we have, we're also building up some strength in our shoulders and our arms. But there's not a lot of movement, so we can just be here and breathe and feel the sensations that are running through our body. Nice. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Crisscross your hands and lay your forehead down on your hands for crocodile pose. You can wiggle your back around, wiggle your glutes. Just kind of relax that low back area as we restore. Nice. Now, a couple options for you. Option A is to bring our hands by our sides, and we're going to lift our back and our legs and hover. That's option A. If you would like more, you can reach back and grab your feet. Now we've got our strap, and you can maneuver the strap around your feet too if you want to do this, but you can't quite reach your toes. So take option A, grab your strap, maybe that's option B, or option C, holding onto your feet. So here we go. Let's lift up. All three options are great. Lifting up, squeezing our back. And we can just feel ourselves breathing. The motion is gentle as we breathe, even though this is quite an intense position. Good, let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, come on down. Press with your hands. Just shift back into those hips, rounding your back, curving. So I'm not quite in a child's pose. I'm really trying to curve my low spine here. Good. Now come forward and take your left leg forward. We might need both blocks, so let's grab both of them. Have them with us here at the top of our mat. I'll just set them up there. And yeah, left foot forward. Last time we had our hand on our knee or our hand overhead. This time we're going to reach down. We're trying to be more restorative, deeper into our hips, into our inner thigh and groin. So feel free to deepen. So I've got both hands on my blocks here. Some of you may not need blocks, and you can bring both hands to the ground. Whatever works, you do you. Whatever works best. Now let's shift just a little bit. Take this left hand to the inside of the left foot. Now it's going to start to open up this left knee, and you might even walk your left leg over to the side or roll onto the pinky toe edge. So we're moving to lizard pose. This is a great one to have blocks. You can turn a block on its side and drop onto your elbows, so it's a little deeper, but you're not going all the way to the floor. Some of you might be able to go all the way to the floor. I don't know. You know what you can do. Feel that hip. Deep breath. This is deep stuff. So we got to keep our breath nice and strong. Let's take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. Lift up. One more depth. This left leg, let's turn it parallel to the top of our mat. So we're in a pigeon pose and extending out that right leg. Now you can place a block underneath your left hip. You can put a blanket underneath your left hip. Some of you may not need that. And we'll start to lean forward. I personally like to have a block in front and place my forehead on the block. That's what I like to do with this pose. And the hips like to hold on in this position. I'm personally not very flexible in my hips, so I can feel this. And I need to just tell my breath to calm down, tell my body to follow and calm down. And just let the depth happen. Good. Now we could stay here all day in this deep, deep one, but let's move on. Take one more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Nice job. As you lift up, move the block out from under you and go ahead and sit down onto that left hip. Then let's pull this right leg around and over the top. So left leg's on the bottom, right leg is on the top. If you need to straighten out this left leg, that works really well as also. Extend the left arm, inhale. Exhale, hook it on, right hand to the floor, sit tall, and then move into this deep twist. Good. So we're pulling up and in. Now if you have your knee tucked, that's what it looks like here. Both options are fine, yeah? Good. Very nice. Come forward, keep your legs where they are, and just lean yourself down onto this left side for a moment. Feels really nice on this outer right hip and just kind of unwinds through the back. Good, good. Come on up. We'll swing our legs around and we're gonna move onto the right side with all those hip poses. So our right leg comes forward and we're gonna take our blocks as needed so that we can press down into this right hip, long through that left hip flexor. Remember, you don't have to use the blocks, but you certainly can, and you can adjust the blocks as high or as low as you need to. They can go 3 different heights. Good. Now let's move our right hand to the inside of the right leg, and we're going to walk this right leg out just a little bit, maybe even roll to the pinky toe edge. So you see how I'm opening up this knee, giving more space in my groin. And then you can have your hands down, or if you are able to deepen, maybe elbows onto a block or even elbows down to the floor, that's great. Whatever you can do. You might find that you start in a position and you just get a little bit lower and lower. Good. One more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Lift up onto your hands. One more deep pose. Let's take this right leg parallel to the top of the mat. So we're doing a pigeon pose. Now you can see here, my hip is lifted. I can prop a block, or I like personally the block in the front. You may not need any blocks. You may prefer a blanket. Go ahead and lower down and feel this outer right hip starting to relax, unwind from that tension. Good. Take one more breath right here. We could stay all day. Inhale. Exhale. Gently come up, and we're going to sit ourselves down onto the right hip. So if you've got any blocks there, move them out of the way, and I'm going to swing all the way around. So our right leg is on the bottom and the left leg up and over the top. Remember that you can straighten out this right leg. That's an option as well. Extend your right arm, inhale. Exhale, hook it on. Left hand to the floor, sit tall, turn your gaze back. We can feel this rotation through our spine, a nice twisting in our back. Love how it feels to twist. Good. Come forward, nicely done. Take your hands down to this right side of the mat, and you can feel how it unwinds our back, stretches out this outer left hip there. Good, good. And lift up, nicely done. Unwind yourself. Let's come down to our mat. We're going to take one bridge pose, just one. And you might do it very, very gently. So option A is to take a block underneath your hips and just press onto that block. Feels really nice. Actually, let's all do that. We're all going to do it because we're being a little more yin, a little more restorative. So here we are. The difference is you can change how high your block is. I have myself resting on the long edge of the block, but certainly you can go to the skinny edge and just be a little bit higher. I just wanted to support my back today and the base of my hips. So we get this beautiful lift. We don't have to worry about holding ourselves in place. So that's a little bit of the perfection that we're letting go of, right? The block is doing the job for us. We don't have to do it. We can just relax. This is another pose that we could stay like all day and just enjoy. It feels really nice. So easy to start to close your eyes and to let your breath begin to relax. That's good. That's what we want to happen. We're moving towards Shavasana and we want to let things release. Let's take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Pull that block out from underneath you. Lower your hips down and bring your knees into your chest. And just gently rock. Relax any last remaining tension across that low back and sacrum. Good. And then release your legs. Bring them together like a butterfly. So feet together, knees open to your sides. Bring your arms by your sides. And we'll just take our Shavasana here. Now, if this is uncomfortable for you, you can certainly stretch your legs out. This just is one last hip opener. We talked about hip openers right at the beginning. We did some in our restorative section here. So if this feels good, stay here. Please straighten your legs if you would prefer. I'm going to leave you here to rest for a few moments. And I will wake you up with the sound of a bell. So just enjoy some quiet, some relaxation. Good. Start to wake yourself up. If you've got your knees bent, go ahead and lengthen your legs. Point and flex your feet, your wrists move, fingers move. And stretch your arms overhead to lengthen through your full body, feeling everything long and renewed. Roll yourself over to one side in fetal pose, which signifies a reset, starting over. And then press up to a comfortable seat. We can bring our hands to heart center. And I'll leave you with 3 mantras, which correspond with our 3 personality groups. So I will say them and just repeat them quietly to yourself. I can lighten up and loosen my grip on perfection. I can find pleasure in things just as they are. I'm willing to be vulnerable. Thank you so much for your practice today, for taking this fun journey with me. Namaste.